Bonjour kNifties, bienvenue à notre Nicole. I am Nicole and we are a crafting community. So grab your work in progress, also known as a whip, and let's get started on our 10-minute crafting break. Today I am drinking pour over coffee and there's not much left. It is still delicious though. I actually have been having some difficulty recording this morning, all user error. And so I've already drank a lot of my coffee. I also brought my little cookies from yesterday from our 100th celebration. And even though it is morning, I'm going to partake. I forgot that I'm not supposed to eat on camera because it's loud. Okay, I have only one J. I don't know if you can see it right here, but there's just one. Let me see if I should zoom in a little bit. There we go. Okay, it's just right here, so there's only one. So I'm just going to try to get it out of the bag. But sometimes that's easier said than done. Versus like pouring it in a tray. Okay. I don't know how much I'm going to get done today. Because you know I'm a very... okay, I'm not going to say I'm a very slow crafter, but I am a slow crafter. But I feel like that's part of the process, right? V, okay, here's a V, and V is 340. Oh, I have the V's. I think I'm gonna, there are kind of a lot of V's, so I'm gonna put them in a little tray. There we go. I was thinking about how when I was younger, I was a person who was all about the end result. And perhaps it's the impatience of youth, right? And so even though I had a goal, which was to have my own knitting shop with a Paris theme, which is why I have the Tour Eiffel, the Eiffel Tower, I think that I maybe would have rushed into it. I would have rushed into it and it might be successful because actually sometimes I have good luck. And sometimes, oftentimes, which is what gets you into trouble, right? Oftentimes I rush into things and I get a good result. And so then I'm like, oh, I should just keep rushing. But I don't think it's the way to be. I mean, if that's the way it ends up because of timing or just whatever, then, let it be. But I don't think it's good for me to go in with that intention. I think it's far better to have a mindset of ease and time and space and to allow it to like flow towards me a little bit. Because I'm a person who just works for everything and pushes even when it's hard. And part of it is good, right? Because of course, working hard towards a goal achieves the goal. But sometimes it's better to allow abundance to flow towards you. Here's a great example. I have moved into my new place. I've been living here for, how many months? October, November, December. Almost 3 months now. And I do like it. But even though people are nice, like they all smile and, you know, they all say hello, like no one's been like rude or anything, I haven't made any friends. And I like friends. Just like I like you, Nifties. I like friends, and, it feels nice to have a friend. And so I wanted a friend. I'll just be honest, I wanted a friend. And on Christmas Day, I was going down to get a little food delivery because I was like, as a Christmas present to myself, number one, I'm going to do my 100th episode of Nitsuri Nicole. But also, I was like, why do I always have to slave for everything? And fortunately, my son is pretty laid back, and we did get invitations for Christmas, so please don't feel sorry for us. But I don't know, I was exhausted. I told you I sang in the choir, and I love that. I really, really love that, but it took a lot out of me. It was a long service, and I'm not used to singing anymore like that. And there were more people than I thought there were going to be, and there were more singers than I thought there were going to be. And so, at any rate, I'm grateful though. So don't think that I'm not grateful. I am grateful. It's what I wanted, and I would do it again, but I just need time to recoup. And so I took the time to recoup, and then I thought, oh, I'm also gonna get some food delivery. So I went to get food delivery, and then someone was in the elevator, which is just odd because even though we have a full building, there's rarely anyone in the elevator. I think the only other time I've had someone in the elevator, they were like the property manager was showing the property. But besides that, you rarely ever see anyone in the elevator. But there was a woman in the elevator, and we didn't really talk at first because like I said, no one really talks here. And so but I was nice to her, right? And then I don't know, we were both going to the mail room. I was going to get my delivery, and she was checking her mail, and I went to get my mail. They have this new system. We used to have like a code to drop off your delivery in the mail room, but now they've changed it to something called the Amazon key or something, and they're all supposed to have like a little key fob or something on their phone that's supposed to unlock delivery places, but it's not working. And so she and I started complaining about that because it's relatively new, maybe just a few weeks old. And so we were complaining about that, and we have other complaints about living here, which are all, just so you know, pretty superficial, but at the same time an inconvenience. So we were bonding over that, and then we just hit it off. I knew right away that she was going to be my friend. I could feel it. Something about her just spoke to me. And I've been going to the community events because we had pumpkin carving and also paint and sip night, and I still hadn't met any friends. So then I've been trying to force it, right? But instead, no, the universe just delivered, or God, or whomever it is delivered, and there she was. And so we've been chit-chatting, and we were supposed to work out, but it rained. And then we both signed up. So I signed up for a line dancing class through the city, and they host it a mile from my place. And I don't know why my other city that I lived in didn't have events like that, or maybe they did, and it just wasn't on my radar to sign up for them, because I actually did used to sign up my kid for events through the city. But anyway, she's excited to do it too, and so now I have a line dancing partner friend. I'm thinking about my goals for next year, And I don't want to call them New Year's resolutions because it seems very, I don't know, part of the joke of a New Year's resolution is that, you know, it's already forgotten by the 2nd of January. I just saw kind of a post about that. Like you resolve it on January 1st and then you forget it by January 2nd. And that's not where I want to be. But my goal, one of my goals for next year is to dance more. And of course, that's helping me be like more fit, which I love. But also, I love to dance. And so I think that signing up for a class is one way to get me to make my goal. And if I wait until, like sometimes if you wait too long to like sign up for things, they sell out or whatever. So I'm glad that it came across my mind. I think I was driving by the park and I saw it. And so I'm glad that it spoke to me and was like, sign up for class. And then I think it was fun too because she said she's not a dancer, but that she thought it would be fun. And I like that attitude. I like that attitude because it shows that she's, you know, willing to try anything. Actually, this is funny. She's really into fitness, which I love because my other goal is to be into fitness. But she told me that she did her first 5K on Thanksgiving, which is fine, right? But then she said that she signed up for a 10K in like a month. And so, I mean, really, we would say, wow, that's like some significant, that's a big jump, you know, because me, I'm like, ooh, let me walk around the block this day. And then the next day, I'll walk around the block and a half. But no, she's like, let me do a 5K and then a 10K. And honestly, I love that for her. I love that for her. And so maybe next year I'm going to be having more audacity too. And maybe she told me like, you are a runner. And I was like, I don't think so. But you know what? She said, we got to start with our self-talk. And she's right. So I'm not sure if I want to be a runner. But if I do, I definitely am already a runner. Nifties, thank you so much for spending time with us today in community with other Nifties. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much for helping to make my dreams come true. And I will see you tomorrow. A bientôt. Oh, wait, what was I supposed to say? Like, follow, share. What else did they say? Oh, yeah, leave a comment. Tell me what your goal for the next year is versus like New Year's resolution, right? So tell me in the comments if you can. I would love to see it. And then you can see my progress. I might do a little bit more on my threads. I will talk to you later. And tomorrow we are back to the doghouse. A bientôt.